Travel with Catholic Communications in August 2022 for the pilgrimage of a lifetime as we experience the famous Oberammergau Passion Play. Join pilgrimage leader Father Gary Daly for the spiritual journey to Germany and the village of Oberammergau, where since 1634 the Passion Play has been presented every 10 years in this quaint alpine village. Our 10-day pilgrimage from August 4th to the 14th will begin in Brussels, Belgium, and continue through Cologne, Heidelberg, Oberammergau, and Munich, Germany. With breakfasts and dinners included, pilgrims will enjoy daily Mass in many of Germany's brilliant cathedrals and churches, a cruise on the Rhine River, a visit to the Schönstatt Pilgrimage Shrine, dedicated to the Blessed Virgin, and to Munich's famous Glockenspiel. Book this incredible pilgrimage now for $5,439. For more information, go to iobserve.org.
Coming up on this edition of Reel to Reel.
To kick off Respect Life Month, we introduce you to a beautiful family from Our Lady of the Blessed Sacrament Parish in Westfield who are truly living the gospel of life. I'm Carolee McGrath. I'll have the story coming up.
An Agawam parish marking 3/4 of a century of faith. And can you knit and purl? Bethlehem House in Easthampton needs knitters to help keep little ones warm this winter. These stories are coming your way next on Reel to Reel. Hello and welcome to Reel, coming to you today from St John the Evangelist Church in Agawam. Excitement is in the air here as this parish recently marked 75 years of faith in this Hampden County city. In 3/4 of a century from its agricultural roots, the parish has grown into a vibrant and active community of faith. From the beginning, many clubs and organizations like the Catholic Women's Club, the Catholic Men's Club, and St. John the Evangelist Guild have all raised money for various renovations that have taken place in the church itself and throughout other buildings on the campus here on busy Main Street. Steve Kiltonick will have much more on the parish later on in the show, but first, Respect Life Month kicks off this weekend, and each week we will be showcasing the many people across the diocese who are truly living the gospel of life. Tonight we feature the Contreras family from Our Lady of the Blessed Sacrament Parish in Westfield. Jose and Jeanette have 3 beautiful children. Their middle child, Juan, has cerebral palsy. Carolee McGrath now shares the journey of this family and how Juan shows everyone who meets him that life is truly a gift from God.
Every Sunday morning, Janet attends Mass with 2 of her children, 17-year-old Ariana and 12-year-old Pablo, while her husband Jose stays home with their middle son, Juanjo. After Mass, Janet, a Eucharistic minister, brings the Eucharist home for Juanjo, who has cerebral palsy.
We belong to the Catholic Church and with the community since we were 18 years old. And all the time we were told about trust in Jesus, and I know that all the time He has something for us that we can handle. But when Juan's born and when I started being him like with a lot of seizures, and I was afraid.
Afraid but faithful and completely trusting in Jesus, especially when a doctor in Ecuador, where they're from, told the couple he didn't want to waste any more treatment on Juanjo.
He said that Juan is not going to improve anymore, and they are wasting the resources for him.
So Jose and Janeth packed up their kids, left everything behind, family, careers in computer science, and a home, and moved to Westfield, where they were welcomed by the El Camino community, a group of Catholic families who support each other, pray together, and serve the community.
Pedro Rivera, he is a diacon son. He were waiting for us at the airport, and they just bring us to the Westfield, and we have everything set there, like an apartment, clothes, food. We have food, we have toys for the kids.
Janeth became a certified nursing assistant. Jose now drives for a medical transportation company.
This is a different job, this is a new life, this is a new language.
But Jose says the sacrifice is well worth it and leans on the example of St. Joseph.
Every time, St. Joseph was or is the most excellent protector to the family.
They're a wonderful family that has some challenges. Their son Juanjo has some physical limitations and developmental limitations, and they are the most joyful family. They come to Mass every week. Janet was commissioned as a Eucharistic minister during the pandemic so that she could bring communion to her son every week because they want Jesus in their lives.
Janet and Jose certainly embody what it means to live the gospel of life. Not only did they refuse to follow the advice of doctors who had essentially given up on Juanjo, he was only supposed to live to see his 12th birthday. He's now 15. But they also refused to follow the recommendations of people who told them to consider abortion when expecting their third child if prenatal tests revealed a fetal anomaly.
We didn't go to that appointment. We talk about that and we decide that doesn't matter how Pablo is going to be. We are going to love him and take care of him, and he deserves to live. Nobody deserves to be killed when they are in our rooms, right? Then really we believe that
Father, in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
12-year-old Pablo leads prayer every night at his brother's bedside.
Don't play with your toys.
Janet and Jose say there are certainly challenges, but they add God's plan is perfect, and their son tends to change everyone who meets him.
What does Juan teach you about Jesus?
Well, Juan now is a young man, right? Mm-hmm. And he is happy with everything. Juan just trusts in us as a parents. He doesn't ask for anything, and I think that the faith in some way that Juan has in us is the faith that we have to have with Jesus.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at our death. Glory, Father, and Son.
And so they pray as a family, showing the love of Jesus simply by their example. Reporting for Reel to Reel, I'm Carolee McGrath.
October is Respect Life Month, and dedicated in a very special way to stand up and defend those who have no voice, to protect their lives, from the unborn to the elderly to the sick and all those in between. So join me this month in praying the rosary, in working towards defending life at all its stages, to do what we can to protect those who have no voice, and we need to be their voice. So God bless, and please work for life this month.
I'm Carolee McGrath, filling in with your Reel to Reel news briefs. They have spent years passing on the Catholic faith to others, and on Sunday, September 19th, 43 catechists from across the Diocese of Springfield were honored for their ministry. Bishop William Burns celebrated the special 2 p.m. Mass at St. Michael's Cathedral in Springfield for the St. Pope Pius X Awards and Catechetical Leader certifications. The Mass fell on Catechetical Sunday, which recognizes the ministry of catechists. Sponsored by the Office of Faith Formation, 34 catechists received the St. Pope Pius X Award, and 9 received Catechetical Leader certifications. Why are these people important in your job?
Because they answer their baptismal call to pass on the faith to their children. Whether it's their own personal children or the children of their parish, we're all called to pass on our faith, and they have graciously and generously answered their call.
Kelly and Matthew Rickers both received the Pope Pius Award.
My wife and I have been parishioners there for approximately 13 years. And for the last few years, we've been cooks at the Camp Holy Cross, and doing the mostly the Bible camp sessions. So one week a year, we go up there and camp and cook.
St. Pope Pius X was elected Pope in 1903 and wrote an encyclical in which he explained the important role of catechists.
The ministry of catechesis is a great gift to the Church, and I think it's also a great gift to those who are catechists. It's the gift and the power of unlocking the beauty of Scripture and tradition, of helping people of all ages come to know Jesus Christ.
Come to know Jesus Christ and share his good news. The Massachusetts State Council of Knights of Columbus held its installation of officers on Sunday, September 12th at St. Augustine's Church in Millville. The officers include State Deputy Mike Lesperance from Millville Council 11020, Chaplain Father Mike Westcott from Brockton Council 6063, and from Western Massachusetts, State Secretary Tom Butler from West Springfield Council 2212, and State Warden Eric Woulette from South Hadley Council 4044. Congratulations to all. And music and prayer filled the hearts of those attending a special benefit at Jericho and Holyoke last Sunday. Sharon Roulier has the story.
People of all abilities celebrated together with Springfield Bishop William Byrne, gathering for a special Mass and concert on the grounds of Jericho and Holyoke.
Say to the God, everything you do is fearsome.
The Bureau for Exceptional Children and Adults at Jericho is a nonprofit organization in the Diocese of Springfield providing religious and social services throughout Western Massachusetts.
Jericho offers many programs, adult dances every month, either here or at the Knights of Columbus. We also offer religious education. We offer different programs such as swimming, barbecues. We offer programs for adults with disabilities. We help families with disabilities find services, and we also do educational advocacy for people who are getting special education.
Bishop Byrne stressing in his message to those attending that each person in the world was created by God, and God makes no mistakes.
Jericho is crucial to the diocese. You see, if all are not included, if all are not welcome, we're not complete as a family. So Jericho makes us complete, bringing people of all abilities and all gifts around the altar together and maximizing everybody's talents for the glory of God.
The concert featured Sophie Lowry and the Dan Kane Singers, along with the singing priests of the Diocese of Springfield. A powerful performance that boosted the spirit of everyone in attendance.
And remember, you can always stay informed on all the latest news on the Catholic Church locally and beyond by logging on to iobserve.org. There you can read articles from our Catholic communications staff, as well as view on-demand episodes of Reel to Reel. That's iobserve.org. I'm Carolee McGrath, and those were your Reel to Reel news briefs.
And there's still much more to come on this edition of Reel to Reel from St John the Evangelist Church in Agawam. Steve Kiltonick will tell us how the parish marked its Diamond Jubilee. And calling all knitters, Bethlehem House in Easthampton needs you. These stories are still ahead on Reel to Reel.
Like Catholic TV on Facebook. Once you're there, you can join in on discussions, make friends with other Catholic TV fans, watch behind-the-scenes videos from the studio,
just finished this
and stay up to date with the Catholic world. All this at facebook.com/CatholicTV.
Travel with Catholic Communications in August 2022 for the pilgrimage of a lifetime as we experience the famous Oberammergau Passion Play. Join pilgrimage leader Father Gary Daly for the spiritual journey to Germany and the village of Oberammergau, where since 1634 the Passion Play has been presented every 10 years in this quaint alpine village. Our 10-day pilgrimage from August 4th to the 14th will begin in Brussels, Belgium, and continue through Cologne, Heidelberg, Oberammergau, and Munich, Germany. With breakfasts and dinners included, pilgrims will enjoy daily Mass in many of Germany's brilliant cathedrals and churches, a cruise on the Rhine River, a visit to the Schönstatt Pilgrimage Shrine, dedicated to the Blessed Virgin, and to Munich's famous Glockenspiel. Book this incredible pilgrimage now for $5,439. For more information, go to iobserve.org.
You are watching Reel to Reel, your window on the world around you. Here again is your Reel to Reel host, Sharon Roulier.
Elms College in Chicopee continues to be the venue for the Diocese of Springfield's Hispanic Pastoral Institute educational series that is now in its 13th year. This year's topic, Community Ecclesiology. Nick Morganelli was present at the 2021 kickoff and tells us more.
The Catholic Latino Ministry is offering classes at Our Lady of the Elms College for a certificate in lay pastoral ministry. President Harry Dume welcomed the faithful in attendance.
It's really great that the program is here this year, following on the leadership and the message and the vision of the bishop for the diocese, and forming these lay ministers in the Latinx community to go and evangelize and create the vibrancy of the Hispanic church.
He also learned something new about our bishop.
Very inspiring, and I didn't realize that the bishop is bilingual and very fluent in Spanish and responding to the questions that were posed to him.
Sí, está hablando si yo puedo visitar las propuestas.
This year's theme is Community Ecclesiology, getting to know the church as a community of missionary disciples.
The program is not just to develop people's interior spiritual lives and their understanding of Jesus Christ. It's also to develop leadership within the Hispanic community, to raise up men and women who help form others, to evangelize others, to reach out to others.
And now this year, the class has gone high-tech.
We've been blessed this year finally with the equipment for translation, which everybody's so excited about.
So whether you prefer English or Spanish like Ivelisse, you can participate.
Yo vengo para estar con la comunidad de la iglesia y dar un apoyo también, para que vean que las personas con impedimento también pueden. Y no hay limitaciones, con Dios se puede todo.
I usually do it every year. It helped me to teach others. I give classes to the John 23rd movement, Spanish movement that we have in the diocese.
Deacon Pedro Rivera Moran will talk on interpersonal relationships and gave us a sneak peek on next week's teacher, Father Warren Savage, and others.
We're going to talk about the parish as a community of salt and light. Deacon Kevin McCarthy is going to talk about the sacraments. Father Jose is going to talk about the gift of being a people, of loving, of sharing, of being one.
You will grow spiritually, and it's fun. You learn, you laugh. I will say, come and join us.
Building the faith community on the campus of Our Lady of the Elms College. For Reel to Reel, I'm Nick Morganelli.
If you're interested in more information on the Institute, call the Latino Ministry Office at 413-452-0631. And as we said off the top of the program today, St John the Evangelist Church here in Agawam is marking a milestone anniversary. Last weekend, Springfield Bishop William Byrne was on hand to mark the day, featuring an anniversary mass and family picnic. Steve Kiltonick was at the celebration and explains some of the interesting church history, including masses once held at a nearby amusement park.
On September 26th, a celebratory Mass was held in Agawam to commemorate the 75th anniversary of St John the Evangelist Parish on Main Street. Springfield Bishop William Byrne was the main celebrant, along with Father Michael Pierce, the pastor. Also participating were the parochial vicar, Father John Hurley, former pastor Father Brian McGrath, and Deacon Dave Picard. Prior to the parish being founded, Catholics in this section of Agawam were part of Immaculate Conception Parish in West Springfield. Father John O'Connell celebrated the first Mass in the Old Town Hall in the center of Agawam, then a year later at the Congregational Church. From 1941 until 1946, Mass was celebrated in the reception area of the bowling alley at nearby Riverside Park. Each week, a dedicated group of parishioners converted the area into a chapel with altar, draperies, and portable seats. Bishop Byrne referenced Riverside in his homily. In 1943, the Catholic Women's Club purchased a plot of land on which St. John the Evangelist Church will be built at a cost of $38,000. Ground was broken in October 1945, with many Sisters of St. Joseph in attendance. On Easter Sunday, April 21, 1946, the first Mass in the new church was held before a packed house of over 550 parishioners. Springfield Bishop Thomas O'Leary blessed the church at a dedication ceremony on May 30, 1947. In 1948, Father John Shannon was appointed the parish's first pastor. His tenure lasted 19 years, still the longest period of any of the 9 pastors that have served. As Father Piers explained, over the years many interior and exterior renovations have taken place.
Then in the 1960s, when we had the Second Vatican Council, the emphasis was placed more on the communal nature of the celebration of the Mass. And so we had the freestanding altar erected.
In the late 1960s and 70s, the campus expanded.
We have a wonderful pastoral center with a gym and multi-purpose rooms, a lot of classrooms, office space.
The biggest renovation in the parish's history occurred during the 1980s.
The church itself was actually expanded beyond its exterior walls. Transepts were added here to my left and to my right. The sanctuary was expanded further back, and that's where we have these beautiful stained glass windows from Precious Blood Church in Holyoke.
During this time, a new rectory was built adjoining the parish center. More recently, a huge parking lot was paved, while down the road, St. John's Field continues to be used for sports and non-sports events. Within the past year, the In the Beginning preschool became the latest addition to the Pastoral Center with classrooms in the basement. Betsy and Stanley Chumpa have been parishioners since 1973 when they moved to Agawam.
I love my parish. I mean, we had chances to move, and I'm not leaving Agawam. I'm not leaving St. John's. I've always loved St. John's. It's just homey and small and friendly, and I just love the parish.
And what about you, Stan? What would you say?
I kind of agree with her, and she was right. We had talked about moving several times, but she basically talked me out of it because we can't leave this parish. And in fact, ultimately, we ended up getting a plot right across the street so we'd be close to our parish.
Betsy said that all of the various activities in the parish, like the annual bazaar, have made St. John special.
There were so many things to do. There were so many things for the children to do. And of course, I was very active in the Catholic Women's Club and many other activities.
Right.
I was a CCD teacher. I was on the CCD board. I was on parish council.
For nearly 40 years, Stanley has volunteered with the Extraordinary Ministers and also serves on the Worship Commission, planning various liturgical support ministries. Their children, Maureen and Jeffrey, received all their sacraments at St. John's and were married here as well. The Chumpas have also enjoyed attending their grandchildren's parish activities and holiday celebrations. They reflected on some of the pastors who have served St. John's. Father Brian McGrath was pastor less than a year, but had a big impact.
Wow, he came in here and you couldn't stop him. He would just do everything. Get up in the morning, you'd see him out there in the yard. He just wanted to he was a wonderful priest.
He would be
He's
putting
so
in
active.
mulch and shrubs when you see him in the morning, on his own, in the hot sun.
Father Pierce says the various organizations like the Women's Club, now in its 83rd year, and the Knights of Columbus have made St. John's a vibrant faith community.
The St. John's Guild, men's groups that are now starting up, and Bible studies that have been encouraged and flourishing anew. It's all these different actions of God's grace that stirs within us as individuals and as a community. And I'm just so very grateful to the vitality of this parish.
One of the most active parishes I've ever been part of. The volunteers, people step up to do everything, and they're just truly amazing, from the women's club to the CCD program to the music. It's just really a great parish.
After Mass, an anniversary picnic open to all was held on the church grounds. The parish was blessed with a beautiful fall day as everyone enjoyed the food, the raffles, games, music, and entertainment. 92-year-old parishioner George Topier drove his 46 Ford Super Deluxe for all to admire and bring back some memories. As Bishop Byrne gave his final blessing, St. John the Evangelist brought a close to its Diamond Jubilee year. This Main Street parish in Agawam looks forward to a bright future and of faithfully living out its next 75 years. For Real to Real, I'm Steve Kiltonic.
And Father Pierce said the church is physically in good shape, although he said he would like to expand one of the transept entrances to be more user-friendly. Over the next year, the parish wants to also focus on growing the preschool program, and we send out our best congratulations. Well, attention all knitters. Bethlehem House is looking for volunteers to make sweaters for babies and toddlers for the upcoming winter months. Knit one, purl one. That's basically all you need to know to help out Bethlehem House in Easthampton. The nonprofit organization providing pregnancy services and support to new mothers and babies is in desperate need of sweaters going into the winter months.
We have probably about 15 clients a week that come to us, and they're all asking right now for sweaters and little jackets and things like that. And we have 3 sweater sets, that's it right now. So obviously we don't have enough.
Volunteers have been hard at work knitting hats, sweaters, mittens, and booties. But what the group says they need most are simple sweaters for boys and girls ages 6 months to 2 years. Bethlehem House will provide yarn to knitters who need it, and they also have a pattern that they say is easy to follow.
It's easy. It's very easy if you know how to knit. All it is knit and purl are the only 2 stitches you use in knitting. So it's a really easy sweater.
And Bethlehem House is asking specifically for knitted items, not crocheted, due to safety concerns involved with little fingers getting caught in larger holes. Such a worthwhile project, and the volunteers at Bethlehem House kept stressing to me that you don't have to be an expert knitter. They have a simple, basic pattern to follow. So if you're interested and can knit and purl, we have a link to more information on our website, iobserve.org. And for this week, that's Real to Real. Thanks so much for watching today. Just a reminder that the Dominican nuns of West Springfield invite all to take part in their annual Rosary Sunday devotions tomorrow at 1 p.m. This will include the blessing and distribution of roses, recitation of the Rosary, and benediction of the Blessed Sacrament. The monastery is located at 1430 Riverdale Street in West Springfield. And be sure to follow the latest news of the Catholic Church, both here in the Diocese of Springfield and around the world, on our news and information site, iobserve.org, and also on Facebook at Catholic Communications. I will see you right back here next week for Real to Real, your window on the world around you. See you then.
Real to Real is a production of the Catholic Communications Corporation, funded in part by the annual Catholic Appeal, and the support of you, our faithful viewers.